wala pa tayo mga financial partners, I had to support it while supporting myself.
You have to first deliver on your promise kasi yun yung magkakalat ng word of this guy works.
Used to think that I'll be retiring at Laybear, but God has different plans, better plans.
For businesses, very important na alam mo kung ano talaga yung kailangan mo. Kasi from there, malalaman mo ano pa yung kulang.
I was asking God, Lord, ano yung plano mo? You know? And true enough, it was really one of the best things that ever happened to me.
Magandang araw, ako ang iyong Kuya E. And sa episode na to, pag-uusapan natin yung profession na tinatawag na Executive Advisor. So ano nga ba to? And kung may mga questions pa kayo, type nyo lang dyan sa comments at sasagutin natin yan. Kung isa kang founder, executive, o kahit team leader na gusto ng clarity, growth, at alignment sa business mo, huwag mong papalampasin to. Paano kung ang vision mo ay pwede palang gawing playbook para sa success ng buong team? Ang guest natin today ay isang executive advisor at strategic partner ng mga CEOs at mga business leaders. Kilala sa pagtulong sa kanila to 100x their performance. Taga-sukat Muntinlupa, dala niya ang unique mix ng corporate leadership at entrepreneurial mindset. Dati siyang Chief Human Resources Officer at ngayon ay isa ng builder ng thriving business ecosystems. Sa venture niya ngayon, tinutulungan niya ang mga kumpanya na mag-grow by turning a founder's vision into a founder's DNA handbook. Isang powerful tool para sa alignment at long-term success. Ang life mantra niya, faith, family, firm, in that order. Bukod sa proud na open siya sa kanyang ADHD journey, what really stands out is yung galing niya in simplifying execution at management innovation na talagang kailangan sa business landscape dito sa Pilipinas. Kaka-release lang niya ng bagong ebook na Captivate at siya rin ang leader ng isang promising initiative called The Associates. Let's all welcome the thought leader behind the scenes of scaling companies, Fa. Welcome, Fa.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Kumusta?
me. Better than good.
Yes, better than good.
Yeah.
So let's start sa iyong journey. I believe nag-start ka as a regular employee, corporate, no? Tapos ngayon, executive advisor. Ganun ba yung naging jump? Ano yung situation before that?
Well, actually, I started as a grade school teacher. Nagturo ako ng grades 1 to 6 for 3 years sa Spurgeon, Makati. And then I started a non-profit. And syempre, non-profit, medyo wala pa tayo mga financial partners. I had to support it while supporting myself. So I entered the BPO industry and then while building this. After that, around mga 3 years, dito na ako pumasok ng management consulting.
Okay.
And then from there, working with different companies. Management consulting is not for me because it's a one-day event. I want to see the fruit of my labor eh. So gusto kong, sabi ko, I cannot change organizations from a one-day event. So bumalik ako sa corporate ngayon and then doon na ako naging part na ako ng L&D team. I built the department.
L&D is?
Learning and Development.
Okay.
Learning and Development, Manila North Harbor Port.
Wow.
So it was acquired by San Miguel, so we were part of the infrastructure division. Medyo matagal na yung company, pero government regulated. And so I had the opportunity to build that and then went to group of companies. And then ang last stint natin sa corporate is sa Laybear. As director of strategic management and org design, I'm working hand in hand with the founder and one of the founders and the president, si Mr. Hilario, si Paulo Hilario.
So yun yung last mo na parang corporate team, kumbaga. And then ano yung nag-decide sa'yo para mag-jump from corporate to now full-time being your own boss?
Siguro, pwede ko sabihin, I got fired. No, because of the pandemic naman.
Okay.
Pandemic, I was working as kumbaga, nasa executive level tayo. And then survival mode yung company ng Laybear, di ba? Nung time na yun, because we are category F, meaning it's skin to skin. And it's common knowledge naman that we shut down a lot of branches during that time.
Tsaka nung time na yun, di ba, bigla nagkaroon ng essential, non-essential. So nag-fall siya under non-essential.
Non-essential,
Okay.
I'm very expensive. So para na company's bleeding cash.
Yeah.
So parang it was decided na nag-usap kami ni Pao, and Pao said it would be best if you'd be an external advisor. So to save cash flow
Okay.
and ano. So tayo naman, of course, I mean, what would I do, right? Ang ano ko naman nun. So I became an executive advisor then for Laybear.
Okay.
And it opened a lot of opportunities for me. Kasi pag you're part of a company, ano you're stuck with one, di ba?
Yeah.
I used to think that I'll be retiring at Laybear. But God has different plans, better plans.
God has better plans. Kahit na during the situation na yun nga, COVID, talagang crisis mode, karamihan ng mga tao, especially yung mga employed sa isang non-essential na business. Yung iba, parang nagrereklamo na lang, bakit nangyayari sa akin to? Anong nangyayari? Blah, blah, blah. Pero ikaw, iba yung naging mindset mo, iba rin yung naging route mo, no? And instead sulking in the situation na crisis, you look for solutions.
Well, actually, if I may share, no, when Paolo asked me during that conversation, I mean, the whole world was really struggling. The whole world was brought to its knees by a pandemic that nobody expected. Nobody knows kung ano nangyayari. Even, di ba, the first world countries are scrambling. But I had this sense of peace. During that time when Paolo was asking me, I'll be asking you to become part of, as an executive advisor, an external consultant. I had this like peace during that time. And then I was asking God, Lord, ano plano mo? You know? And true enough, it was really one of the best things that ever happened to me.
Yeah, actually ako, kapag may mga challenges din, no, instead of looking or blaming somebody, blaming the government, blaming the economy, yan yung question ko rin eh. God, anong plano? Anong next plan? Di ba? And yun nga, you get peace from that. And eventually, yun nga yung nangyari sa'yo. Na you got fired from being a regular employee, pero yung naging setup is executive advisor, and eventually, yun yung parang naging first account mo as an executive
they were my
advisor.
first account,
And then, paano nag-multiply yun? So, from one first account na Laybear as executive advisor, paano siya nag-multiply?
Word of mouth and recommendation. So, yung longest standing client natin ngayon, SH Group, they were referred by Paulo. So, according to the story is, si Paulo has a nephew, and his name is BK Rivera, and kinukulit siya. Parang, sabi, Tito Pao, paano ba ako mag-grow? How do I scale this? And so on. So sabi niya, kausapin mo tong taong to. So nag-message sa akin ngayon si BK. And during that time, we were hosting a startup week.
Okay.
So it's a 5-week online, parang we get, we invite startups to pitch, and then we have investors.
Sino nag-organize nito?
Kami rin.
Kami as in yung...
Yung team na I started a different venture back then.
Okay.
And I thought, when BK messaged me, I thought he wanted to be a sponsor or a partner of the event.
Okay.
But it wasn't the case pala. No? And that was 6 years ago. Now we're still together. Nagkita lang kami 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And we'll have our bi-monthly meeting, executive advisory, where we help each other grow and scale their business.
So, totally iba to dun sa na-mention mo kaninang management consulting, tama ba?
Oh, iba pa yun.
So, yung management consulting parang one-time event, one-time seminar lang yun, tapos that's it. So, anong difference niya doon sa ngayon na executive advisor?
So, as executive advisor, I work as a strategic partner. So, hand-in-hand tayo.
Pero not an employee?
Not an employee.
Okay.
I'm really more on working with the owner, the CEO.
Okay.
And then, the first thing that we do is we take stock of what's the financial target for this year. Kasi ganun naman eh. Diba? Pag you're talking to owner, or CEO is the target for the year.
Yes.
What's the target for the year? Where are we now? And then we'll work hand in hand together. Every 2 weeks we'll meet to strategize on how to achieve that goal. And shout out naman pala sa isang client natin na it's just August, but yesterday I was informed that we already hit our target for 2025.
Wow!
Yes.
For 2025?
For 2025, and we still have 4 months and we have plenty in the pipeline.
Nice. Okay.
So I shared about that in my LinkedIn account yesterday.
Okay. Galing. And so, regular siya parang every 2 weeks
Every 2 weeks.
yung meeting. And then, ano yung nangyayari during that every 2 weeks na meeting?
Well, it depends on the setup. Meron tayong, usually kasi, we used to try every week. medyo
Masyadong
nalunod.
tight.
Oo, nalunod yung CEO.
Oo.
Parang, I have a job, di ba? Parang gano'n.
Actually, yan din yung naging concern namin before na kapag masyadong frequent, especially kung strategic meeting siya, wala nang time to execute.
Wala nang time
Kasi
to
puro
exit.
strategy.
Kasi pag parang may gagawin pa ako last week, meron na naman ngayon, and then meron naman. So, ganun yung nangyayari.
So, nawala na yung execution part. Puro strategy
Puro strategy na lang.
hindi na na-execute.
Or half-baked yung strategy, execution.
So, tama lang yung every other week
Yeah.
interval.
We tried naman once a month. Masyadong mabagal naman. Ang dami. With one of my clients are in the e-commerce space. So, medyo mabilis.
Okay.
So, once a month is too slow.
Too slow.
So
once a week naman is too fast.
Once a week is too fast. So the sweet spot is every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And we go through material.
Okay.
So depende kung anong need ng company. Yung isang company na I'm working with needed to have, ang challenge is sales. So I created a book for sales and we go through that. So the first part is the execution meeting. We review the targets and then the commitments done. And then after that, holding one another accountable. Review kung ano yung commitment mo last week, ano yung naging result, and ano yung plan mo for next week. And then we go through each one of the staff.
Okay.
And then once it's done,
As in lahat ng staff?
the executive, Mancom lang.
Okay.
Mancom. So the CEO or the president, and then is Mancom.
Yung management committee.
Committee niya. And then, as an external advisor, ako yung nag-a-add ng substance. Kasi I have an outsider's view.
Correct.
So, I provide insights from the, kasi, ang tawag nga sa akin, the extra brain. Kasi, you go to think inside your company, and then you have another brain who has this vast...
Ikaw yung out of the box.
Oo, ako yung out of the box.
Pag sinabing thinking out of the box, ikaw yung out
ako
of the
literal
box.
yun. No?
Literally.
So, I have a vast... kumbaga, my fingers are everywhere in different industries. So, I get to... Oh no, we can do this.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yung mga best practices.
Different perspectives, different insights. So, yun yung, kumbaga, value na dala-dala ng isang external advisor.
Yeah. And napapansin ko nga rin yan sa mga companies na masyadong focused internally, na wala masyadong creativity, wala masyadong improvement, innovation. Kasi ang nakikita lang nila is ano yung nakasanayan. Ano yung naging culture nila.
Yeah.
So, new blood talaga changes everything.
Yeah.
No, yung nga out of the box.
We can kasi, and it's normal because we get stuck in our own world eh. So what you only see is kung ano yung nasa surroundings mo. So you need to have an injection talaga.
Yeah. Yung tawag nila is parang cognitive bias. No, na lahat ng information na kukuha nila, nagagather nila. Parang yung feed mo sa Facebook. Diba? Kung ano yung interest mo, yun lahat
yun ang
yung lumalabas.
nare-reinforce.
Yun yung nare-reinforce. So very important talaga na merong outside na brain or mindset na magsasabi na ito yung possible.
Yes.
Ito yung ginagawa ng iba. Ito yung best practices ng iba. So, yung mga companies, let's say na naghahanap ng isang executive advisor, ano yung parang advice mo to, ano yung criteria to choose the right executive advisor for that business?
You have to really know what you need to do.
Yung business mismo.
Yung business mo. Like, ano bang gusto mo mangyari? Kasi most of the time, and this is one of the mistakes when I was starting, is, kasi tayo, dahil, you want to be, I see myself as kumbaga God's instrument and I need to be of service to the people. So lahat ng lumalapit, kinukuha ko. Right? Kasi parang, this is God's business and I have to serve them. They're in need. Pinadala sa akin sila ni Lord. So it's my job to provide the insights. Sometimes you have to understand kung pasok ba sa need mo, need nila, yung ikaw, yung mapaprovide ko. No? So you have to be clear. And most of the mga hindi fit, ang naging struggle nila is nakita nila sa iba.
Ginaya lang.
Gusto nilang ganun din. Kasi it's not really coming from this is what I really want. It's just like, I feel like FOMO. I feel like dapat ginagawa. Kasi ginagawa niya to, dapat gawin ko rin yun. At sino yung advisor niya, so kukunin ko na rin siya. Ganun yung nangyayari. So, you really have to be clear, okay, what do I want at this moment? Is it financial challenges ba tayo in terms of managing my cash flow, financial model, or is it understanding product market fit? So you really have to be clear on what you want to accomplish. And if you don't know, that's where you start to ask people to do an audit,
Like anong klaseng people to do that?
your consultants, your advisors,
Okay.
you ask them, okay, can you do an audit? Ano yung kulang sa akin? And then, dun mo malalaman na, okay, kasi maraming external advisors di ba? Para maraming consultants and whatnot, no? So, you need to start talking to them, and then, dun mo ma-assess na, okay, parang hindi naman talaga siya pa yung kailangan ko.
Okay.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay, no?
Yeah.
You want to just be clear lang kung ano talaga yung gusto mo.
Ano yung gusto nila and ano yung mapoprovide mo.
Mm-hmm.
So in your case, na-mention mo na iba-iba yung pwedeng kailangan nila or gusto nila. Like, pwedeng financial, pwedeng scaling, pwedeng whatever. Saan portion ka or saan need yung mas nakikita mong fit para sa'yo?
Sa akin,
Oo.
ang pinaka critical kasi talaga yung cohesiveness of simplifying execution. Yun yung sa akin. So this is what you want to accomplish. I'm gonna assess ano yung meron na tayo. Unang-una dyan, do we have a documented processes on how
Very
to do
important.
that, right?
Documentation.
Documentation. Like you have a documented principles on how to do business in terms of your perspective in finance, in customer, in employees, and so on. So pag wala pa yon, then I can do deep dive. And then
Doon ka pumapasok.
Doon ako pumapasok. Doon ako na, okay, recommendation natin. Kaya medyo ang target market natin, micro, small, medium enterprises. Kasi yan pa yung mga wala pang...
Mag-i-start pa lang
mag-start pa lang mag-scale, mag-start pa lang mag-document.
Okay.
Yan. Basta sa atin, documentation is essential because you cannot duplicate what you don't document.
Correct.
Diba?
Galing. If yun yan, parang na-mention mo rin before na if it's not documented, it did not happen.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist if it's not documented. No? So, again, thank you very much. Ang daming learning. So, for this week, ang aking mga learnings sa ating episode is very important yung word of mouth. No? The way you promote your business, talagang you have to first deliver on your promise kasi yun yung magkakalat ng word of mouth na this guy works, no? This guy has results, no? And also document everything. No? You created books, a lot of books actually, and I've read some of it. Very helpful, very insightful, no? And for businesses, very important na alam mo kung ano talaga yung kailangan mo. Ano talaga yung mission, ano yung purpose ng business, no? Kasi from there, malalaman mo ano pa yung kulang. And yung kulang na yun, baka si Fa yung kulang doon. So you can contact Fa. Hindi lang siya basta nakita mo somewhere na ginawa nila at naging successful sila, yung FOMO, or kinopy mo lang yung template nila. And yung pinaka-importante, so we go back from the beginning, it is all God's plan. No? So pag may mga challenges, may mga biglang pivot, mga na challenge tayo, biglang problems, no? Yung question lagi is, sino yung may sala? Hindi dapat. Ang question is, God, ano yung next plan? Ano yung next step? Ano yung, kung may nag-close na door, nasan yung open na door? Di ba? Ganon dapat yung ating mindset. So, sa ating mga viewers na SMEs na gustong palakihin yung business na gustong mag-scale, kailangan ng executive advisor, paano kanila makakontak?
You can reach me sa aking LinkedIn account. I'm very active there. And then I have a Facebook page also, F.A. Hernando Executive Advisory. And I'm also part of a group, Kapayaman Nation. If you can search sa Facebook, no? Kapayaman Nation by Bonnie De Jesus. So you can be part of that group also. I'm very active there.
Ayos. Thank you very much, Sir Fa. So sa ating mga viewers, no, thank you so much again for watching this episode. Kung gusto niyo pa ng mas maraming learnings, good vibes, at good news, make sure to like and follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. At syempre, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel para lagi kang updated sa mga next nating kwento. Kita-kits ulit sa susunod na episode. Dito lang sa show na hatid ay good news.